Thank you. Well, I just wanted to give a quick shout out for, we do a meditation at 10 o'clock to 10:20. Some of you may not know, but over in the LEC, Learning Enrichment Center, we have been having this meditation that goes on from 10 to 10:15, 10:20, and nobody's showing up. So if we don't want it, we don't have to have facilitators doing that, but if you want it, you got to show up. You know, you vote with your presence. So come vote and support our meditation, because it's a wonderful, you know, they put this wonderful thing together. So please come and enjoy that. So, well, good morning. Good morning. Dealing with conditions. Our theme for April is spiritual living through transformation. And we teach in the Science of Mind that there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. And we are using it. If we know it or not, we consciously use it when we do spiritual mind treatment or scientific prayer, or just going within and saying, I need some assistance, or I wish this was different, or, you know, we are praying all the time. So if you're saying, God bless it, you're praying. So we have to watch what we say, don't we? We have to kind of monitor our tone all the time. And it's challenging to do, but it's so worth it, because if we're thinking down a certain path, do we want to experience the ramifications of that path? So we expect that as a result of our treatment, our prayer work, that our beliefs are changed. And because the law of cause and effects takes our beliefs to create the conditions in our lives, in our world, we expect the conditions in our world to be changed. This is how we change our life. Doing the same thing over and over again, the same way, and expecting a different result is insanity. We got to change something. If we change one little thing, everything changes. But if we don't change anything, nothing changes. And we get the status quo. From Ernest Holmes' book, Love and Law, he says this: here is the way to do it. You're not dealing with conditions. You're dealing with thought. Thought, nothing else. Thought and spirit. It depends then upon what we think and what we shall become. And the sooner individuals who are seeking to operate this principle will realize that it depends only upon what they think and depends upon nothing else, the sooner they will learn to depend on nothing else, and the sooner they will demonstrate this principle. Easy. Easy. Right? Well, I would say it sounds simple, but it's not always easy to always be monitoring our thoughts. Because, you know, a thought will come in from left field. You'll be watching something or something will happen and you'll revert back to that old way of thinking. You'll go, who do they think they are? Or who do I think I am? Or why would I think that could happen? Why wouldn't you think that could happen? People would say, oh, how bad can it get? I wouldn't even entertain that idea. How good can it get? What's better than the best? Don't settle for mediocre. You know, if you're going to write a book, don't just write a book. Write a New York Times bestseller book, right? I mean, shoot over the top, you know? As my sprinting coach used to say, sprint through the finish line. Don't see the finish line and pull up. Sprint through it. Go 100 extra yards if you have to. But it's not always like that. But we can strive for that, right? For the past 99 years, our teaching has been filled with overwhelming evidence of the power of thought to change conditions in our world. 99 years, Science of Mind has been, you know, of course, this is ageless, timeless. This is not something new. This has been around since people began to think. and decide to think positively. And next year, the whole year is dedicated to 100 years of Science of Mind. It's all about science, and we're celebrating 100 years. So stick around, more to come. So every single dis-ease that exists, whether curable or incurable, has at least one person who's been miraculously healed through prayer alone. Wow, through prayer alone. No doctors involved, maybe there were, but the doctors don't do the healing. The healing comes from within. It's not something that we put on the outside. Now, doctors, operations, medication can assist in the healing process. Therapists, practitioners, ministers can assist you in your own healing. But the healing comes from within you. It's activating something within you. When you have a cut on your finger and we put the Neosporin, my mom trained me good, hydrogen peroxide, Neosporin, make sure it's clean, wrap it up good. But that doesn't heal it. That assists in the healing process. That creates an environment where healing can occur. Just like when we're having mental challenges, we want to talk it out. We don't want to blow up that beach ball of challenges and try to keep it under the water and hope that it doesn't try to surface somewhere. Because if you've ever tried to do that in a pool, it's going to come up somewhere. It's going to come up somewhere. You can only keep it underwater for so long. But as we do treatment, as we start to deal with the conditions and look to new horizons, we let out some of that air. And it doesn't keep us suppressed. We don't feel so underwater. So we know that spiritual mind treatment has more power and subsequent success when in doing our treatment work, we identify ourselves more with the absolute than we had ever done before. And we discover something more about truth, about God, and about our nature that we had not realized before. It's about learning something new. It's about detaching from what doesn't work. If you found an avenue that's not working, don't go down that avenue anymore. You need to continue to do something else. Have you ever watched a hound dog on the scent of a rabbit? And their sense is so keen that they can follow the trail exactly where the rabbit has gone. But if you've ever seen them when they get off the trail, they start sniffing around everywhere. And then when they pick it up, they go right back on the trail. They don't stop and read a book or have a seminar or a workshop. But we do. That's what our sniffer takes to get back on track. Whatever it takes, do that. Because we need to look for the truth wherever we find it. Spiritual mind treatment brings us to a greater realization of the absolute spiritual beings that we are. And this realization is what produces the so-called miraculous healing. A miracle is just a science that we don't understand yet. I don't know how miracles work, nor do I need to know. But I need to know that they do work, however that works. I don't know how rocket science works, but I know that it does. Somebody has figured it out. Miracles work a certain way. And when we are open, just opening our consciousness and inviting in a miracle, saying, God knows and God shows. Or, this too is good, this too is God, and I demand to see the blessing in this. Not outlining how it will go. Well, if this happens, and then this happens, and then that will make this happen, then my miracle can happen. See, then we're taking the infinite and saying it can only work under these circumstances. We want to broaden the circumstances. When we broaden and we say, I don't know how this thing's going to go, but I know it's going to be good. Watch what good is laid before you. When we say, well, my good can only come a certain way, it'll only come that certain way. So, don't be caught in the conditions of your life. How? Change your thinking and change your life. Change the direction of your thought. If you find that you're going down a negative road, catch yourself and go, oh, that's a negative thought. What's the exact opposite of what I was thinking? What if it did work? What would it feel like? And this is really key in metaphysics. What would it feel like if it were working perfectly? And when you can have that feeling, you activate that side of your brain that goes, there's a way. Once you go, I'm going to pretend that this is working, something within our brain goes, okay, he believes this is working. Let's move this synapses in the brain to make this work. And boom, a miracle happens. But we have to be open to it. So can you look a condition square in the face and see through it in a way that transforms it into a blessing in your life? Consciousness of a saint right there. But do we have that consciousness? Absolutely. I mean, every saint has a past and every sinner a future, right? Yeah. Right? Or that wouldn't be true. So this is why our most effective spiritual might treatments are the ones in which our realization of the truth, our step one of treatment, recognition of spirit as all, needs to be crystal clear. Do you believe in a power that created everything? And you can make it up, whatever you want it to be. It's your higher power. It's your God. You don't even have to call it God. Source energy, Christ consciousness, whatever it is for you, make it your own. And once it's your own, watch what happens. Have a relationship, an intimate relationship with the creative energy that made everything that is, and watch what happens. Because it's in that relationship. I had a minister that used to call the infinite Big Sweetie. Big Sweetie's going to give me all I need. Big Sweetie's going to take care of me. I have a very rich father. Right? Make it up. And when you believe that you can't fail, you succeed. So, what dreams do you have for your life? Can you move out of your current conditions if you're feel like you're being held back there? If you're at a job that doesn't work for you, write yourself a pink slip and write yourself a green slip somewhere else. You're not bound by that. Now, I would encourage you before you quit your job to get a new one. I've done that. Well, I'm just going to leave my job and the infinite's going to provide for me. Well, yeah, unemployment provided for me for a while. But you must have the mental equivalent. You must have the consciousness to know that it's achievable. But you don't have to figure it all out. The infinite will figure it out with you. But you have to have faith. What would you do, be, or have if you could have anything? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? You know, it's our fear that keeps us from expressing and expanding. We think that we can't do it. We may think, well, what will they think of me if, what would my family think of me if I decided to be a singer or an artist or a minister? Who cares? They're going to think what they think anyway. You might as well have fun, right? All right? You don't want to look back and go, I wish I would have been more metaphysical. Or I wish I would have hiked more. I wish I would have fill in the blank. Do it. Do it. And express yourself and love it. So, what is your dream, and do you have a dream? Because it's important to have a dream. And if you don't have a dream, make your dream to find a dream. Okay? You can't have any dreams come true if you don't have a dream. Right? So, I encourage you to write 100 things, 100 dreams that you want to have, and then distill it down to the top 10. You know, if you've ever done this process, after about 40 or 50, you're like, I'd like to travel. And then you list all the places you want to travel as a dream. I'd like a car. And then you list all the cars you want. But how about peace of mind? How about divine expression? How about peace in your life and love that works? It's so possible. It's not just possible, it just takes a little bit of tweaking on our consciousness. It takes dealing with conditions. What's come before you to go away? Now, imagine that your dream has come true for just a second. Whatever your dream is, imagine that it's come true, even if it's just having a dream. How does it feel? Oh. Because really, that's the reason we've all come to this plane of existence, is to have a dream and realize it, and to expand the consciousness of the universe by expressing. What an awesome gift. You can think anything you want. You know, we all have different dreams. That's the beauty of the divine expression being omnipresent. Because the one that we all are is expressing is the billions of little dreams in the world. What if you knew that you are a dream that the infinite is having? You are a dream. You were just a thought at one point. And now you're a living embodiment of a dream. But you get to finance it. You get to pick the catering. You get to pick the entertainment. How's your dream working out? How's the catering at your event? Think about it. So we are all here to assist each other in building our dreams. Each other, everyone is angels to each other. You may be someone's demonstration and you don't even know it, because someone has been yours and they didn't know it. Because you ever pray for something or someone or some situation and they walk in and go, yeah, I've been wanting to volunteer and do this. And you're like, that's answered prayer right there. What the heck is that? George Bendall, on page 52 of his book, Now the Time, writes, the secret is not so much in what we say as in how convinced we are that the words we speak are true. He illustrates this with a story about when Abraham Lincoln was told to have faith in the Lord on his side. He replied, I'm not at all concerned about that, for I know that the Lord is always on the side of right. But it is my constant anxiety and prayer that I and this nation may be on the Lord's side. As a student of truth, we are always striving to be on the side of the divine, where all is perfect, whole, and complete. And Dr. Holmes says it in the Science of Mind textbook on page 162. Our mission is to learn how to look at the conditions in our world with the eyes of the divine until we believe completely in only the divine truth and see that belief in the truth is belief in the divine. Dr. Holmes tells us that we must have the faith of God instead of merely the faith in God. Having the faith of God. The faith of God. God doesn't, well, I wonder if I'm going to have the earth today. You know, it just is. Just like I said, when you get out of bed, you don't like pray that the floor will be there in the morning. You know it's going to be there. You don't do a treatment hoping that the floor will still be there in the morning. You know it. And when we have that same type of faith about the things we choose to be, do, and have in our life, our conditions change because our beliefs change. And we set the intention to keep trying to look at a particular condition with the eyes of the divine until this happens. It might take a minute, an hour, a year, or a lifetime. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It is our growth and our identification with the one that will bring about this shift in consciousness. A shift in consciousness. Just a little one. Start with a little one. Once we start turning away from a condition, not to deny that it's there, but if energy flows where our attention goes and we're thinking about what doesn't work, we're growing that. If we can turn and go, what do I want? What is my dream? And look to that, knowing the challenge is there, but walking in the direction of our dreams. Energy flows and our dream grows. Doesn't mean that we deny that challenge. We have to work with it. Sometimes we need therapy or whatever, fill in the blank. You know, call somebody that can see the truth with you to walk you through it. That's why we're all here for each other. So in conclusion, it's been long recommended, never desert principle, not even for a special occasion. We may have to deal with the current conditions created by our present beliefs, but we know that our beliefs don't have to stay the same. We are evolving and transforming. Our beliefs are formed by our conscious thoughts, and we can consciously change those thoughts. And with every change in thought, we intend to become closer to the divine. And as Wayne Dyer says, I don't want to be better than anybody else. I just want to be better than I was yesterday. Every thoughtful step towards this journey is a victory in dealing with our conditions. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. So it's time for our healing prayer now. So if you'd like to close your eyes, if that's comfortable for you, take a soft focus on the beautiful flowers and the candle. Just whatever takes you deeper. Let's go within and take a moment to remember who we are. Just breathing in and breathing out naturally. I invite you to bring to mind what you believe created all that is. To stand and look up on a starry night and look at the heavens and the beauty of the sky, the stars, and beyond. To stand on the beach and hear the crashing waves, know that there is a power that is generating all of that movement. To look at our bodies and know that there is something that is sending all the right cells to all the right places for the perfect healing to happen. To look into our mind and know that there is a way. Solutions are present. And that we are moving in the direction of those dreams. So I speak a word of blessing today upon anyone, anywhere who has ever asked for prayer, who has reached out and said, I choose fill in the blank, or I desire a change of this condition. I know that the infinite is already there. And as we speak those words, as we ask for assistance, a divine connection is made. That whatever is needed is provided. So we are open and receptive to the miracle of this life. I just say thank you. As we throw that switch into the on position so the divine circuits flow naturally, easily, and effortlessly, your miracle is waiting for you to become true. And as we turn away from what doesn't work, we turn into God. We literally turn into God. Not all that God is, but every cell of our being is God in form. It can be no other way. So I claim that power. I claim that love and bring it to the world in a way that is identifiable. For I know something wonderful is happening right here and right now. So I'm grateful. I am grateful in advance for the truckloads of good that are on our way to each one of us right now. So yes, absolutely yes. And I let go. I completely release any attachment to anything that may have blocked the inner flow previous to this moment, thanking it for its message, but letting it dissolve back into the nothingness from which it came. Turning into the light, we are enlightened with what we need to know. The answers are here. The solutions are present. And divine love reigns from within. So I let it be because I truly believe with all my heart and soul, with all my heart and soul, that it is already true right here and right now, as together we affirm by saying, and so it is. Amen.